Hello everybody. Welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. You are the D Squad, you're watching the DaniCam, and I truly appreciate your follows and your shares always. In a few moments, I'm going to invite the Facebook friends of ours to join. For now, I always like to start with the DaniCam. And if you think that any of your friends or followers would enjoy today's broadcast, please take a moment to share by tapping on the number of viewers, and it'll give you options for sharing, and I'll do shout outs starting now for a few moments. Thank you MVG and Sophia, D-Squad in the house. I did see the debates. I'll talk about it a little bit. Not too much though. Brandy, Bobby, thank you. Meyer, Bottle, Darth Fraxius, Blue Line Editing, Bobby Shintasu, Five Shadow, Know What You Eat, Ursanto, Mark Tambori. Thank you so much, everyone. Penn Star, Lion Virgin, Ray, Abraham, Monkey, STJ. Yeah, you saw the debate? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Baja, Jeffrey Jotin, DS Flowers, Joni. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is so, I want to get everyone in if I can. Thank you, Dan Lemley. I am doing all right. The debate was cray-cray, right? Thank you, JC. Cheeseburgers, because why not? Watermelon, that's a really funny name. I like it. Hey, Lois. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, D-Squadville. I'm going to go ahead and invite Facebook. Here. Hello, everyone. Hi everybody, welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. I'm here on Periscope and also Facebook Live, so welcome. Today we are going to talk not too much about the debates, just a teeny bit. I agree, Darth, it would have been more entertainment if it hadn't been real. But mostly we're going to talk about the power of words, not as it relates to the debates so much, but how it relates to us. Because, yeah, as someone just said, they were cray-cray. Hey Jeremy, happy 40th birthday. Yeah, they were. I actually, to be honest, I only watched the first hour. I couldn't stomach it, you guys. I couldn't stomach it. I was actually feeling nauseous. It's so sad. Oh my goodness. And I will tell you something. In case any of you are trying to, my mom did make the chocolate pudding, and I had some, and it was awesome. You may have guesses as to who I'm voting for, and I'm not. Here's the thing, I'm not trying to change anyone's vote. I'm not going to. That is your guys' thing. It is your choice. We live in a great country where we all get to choose who we think the best candidate is. I do have to disagree that about the power of words. So we'll talk about that. But what I want is not to try to influence who's going to be president. I want to help or try to improve the country by that, because I'm not sure if that's possible with these two candidates, but I want to help you guys improve yourselves. I'm invested in you. That's why we're here. We're here to talk about what we can do that is positive for ourselves. And yes, the power of words is huge. Not just the power of the words that we use with other people, but also the power of the words that we use with ourselves, what we're telling ourselves. And these things can bring us up. Right, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. We've all heard that expression, and it's absolutely not true. Unless if you have the power, strong words inside yourself to combat the words that you've just heard on the outside, right? So words might not hurt you, like a sword might not hurt you, as long as you've got a sword too, right? They're powerful. I have the door open. I'm sitting in the back seat of my car right now, by the way, and if we hear noises, I apologize, but it's too hot to close the doors. So we'll see. Yeah, so I would like, neurolinguistical programming demonstrates the power of words nicely. We all have associations with all of these words that we hear, and words resonate. They have like a sound vibration, right? They actually have a physical impact on us for a few reasons. A tough love is needed to save lives. Oh, thank you. You cut yourself while training to sword. Okay. Yeah, actually, have you heard the expression that the pen is mightier than the sword? Meaning that words are more powerful than just fighting. And of course, that's up for debate. Speaking of debates, depending on the situation that you're in. But what I want to emphasize to you guys is we have words that we tell ourselves all day long in our own heads. And we have to make sure that we're using that power to our advantage, because we have that power. First, we need to recognize that we have the power. Then you have a choice. Use that power Don't use that power. That's fine. But don't misuse that power. Don't misuse it. Don't hurt yourself. There's no reason for that. And I really believe that if we all do that, if we all work on ourselves, right? Start with the man in the mirror. Start with ourselves. We really will affect change because it ripples out. The happier we are, the more centered we are, the more humanely we treat other people, that gets passed forward because that changes someone's day, and then they act a little differently, and then say, oh, hey, maybe I don't feel as angry as I did a few minutes ago. Now, maybe we can, maybe I'll be a little nicer to the next person I'm going to talk to, and that's going to have a ripple effect out. So this is why we need to start with ourselves, and that's why it is so powerful. You think you're your own worst enemy. Yes, we are all our own worst enemies. Absolutely. Because when someone else is mean to us, we have a choice, even if it doesn't seem like it. We have a choice about how we're going to react, not just externally, but internally. Are we going to let that injure us? Or are we going to take it, and I like to think about it like this. Pretend like you've got a piece of paper on your body, on your gut. And then when someone says something mean or bad, you just write it on the page. Don't let it come into you. Just sort of write it on the page and then take a look at it and say, okay, well, I've got this. I'm going to own this now. Do I agree with what they said? Could I take anything positive from it? Some way to improve myself? Or is it complete rubbish? I'm just going to throw it away. Whatever it is, you get a chance. Give yourself a chance to make that determination. Yes, dominoes, water ripples. Harmony is the song. Yes, harmony. Yes, harmony with the universe, which, for me, meditation really helps. If I'm feeling like I'm being really negative and I don't know how to get out of it, just thinking about what I'm going to do for my Kelly Motivational Mondays often helps because it centers and focuses me too. You miss me, Diego. You're seeing me right now. My favorite personal development books. One of my favorite ones is Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. But I want to hear from you guys for a minute. I want to know what your experience is with the power of words. Are there phrases that you tell yourself that are helpful, or phrases that you find yourself telling yourself that are not helpful, that are actually hurting yourself? Good job, Kelsa. Yes, leave negative environments, for sure. Absolutely, whenever we can. But I want to hear from you if there are... Yes, it takes two to tango, absolutely. Say I am blank every morning. Okay, yes, trust God, walk away, right? Walk away peacefully, don't engage in arguments. Build people up with words, don't hurt them. And I think what's most important is for us to realize that we have a choice about this. We have the power to choose how we're going to use our words. So many times we get reactive. Somebody says something and, yes, keep your head up. I can do this. I am enough. I am worth it. You got this. Grateful for the day. Take the high road. Yes, absolutely. It could always be worse. Sure. Try not to think. Declutter the mind. That's meditation is great for that. Change your attitude. Change your life. Absolutely. I'm worth it. I am are the most powerful words. I like that. You often tell yourself you're having a good day to change a bad day. That is excellent. Yes, we create our own reality in many ways, especially when it comes to our attitude. It's I think it was Henry Ford, well, at least the quote is attributed to him, who may have said, if you think you can or can't, you're right. If you think you can, you're right, you can. If you think you can't, you're right, you can't. That's, of course, it's a gross generalization, an approximation to what he means, but that's a nice summary of it. My son, for example, we were playing baseball in the backyard, as we often do these days, and he would miss a couple balls. He'd say, oh, I'm such a bad batter. I'm so bad at this. I'm like, well, you just missed a few. You know, you got a bunch before then, and we're here doing this so that you can get better. That's the whole point. So please don't say those words. And I was like, wow, this is, if you tell yourself something, oh, I'm really bad at this, I'm really bad at this, that creates your reality. Take a de-stress vacation. What you think, you become. Yes, what you think you become. And what are you thinking? You're thinking thoughts that have words in them. Those words are powerful. Those words are shaping you and shaping your brain. There's some studies to say that the words you say actually shape your brain, especially when you're a child, and the words that you hear. So we all have to take extra care for what we tell our children. Nothing in life is so serious it can't be laughed at. Sometimes maybe on the inside, but yes. Thank you for caring. My pleasure, Gary. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Diaz. Hey, Mom. You work at a daycare. We encourage our kids all the time when they get frustrated. Yes, and encourage them to use positive words to describe themselves. Often surprised by something. You almost didn't try because it seemed impossible. Yeah. I mean, if that happens, that's great. I mean, trying something that you think you can't accomplish and then you do, I mean, that's actually part of what I love about math and teaching math, is that feeling of not knowing the math problem and then suddenly figuring it out, and then that feeling of that you just taught yourself you're stronger and smarter than you used to be. Words are really ideas. Yes, I was Knight Rider. I was on How I Met Your Mother, who climbed up the fire escape. That is a role that I played. Speaking of math, by the way, I want to remind you guys that in the month of October, I have my book with me. So my book comes out, Goodnight Numbers, comes out in March. And there are going to be 20 winners in the month of October for people who pre-order the book and then send me a receipt on via email to show that they pre-ordered the book. And then there'll be 20 winners chosen from the people who do that in October. The details are at my website, danicamckellar.com. So, what are you guys going to take away from today? You're too sensitive about things that are said. Well, you know what? Doing periscopes will cure you of that, because there's so many people, believe it or not, still, who just trolls who come on and say mean things. And you got to just not worry about it. I hear you, Groundabout. You know, if you guys are putting, telling me messages that I'm not seeing, because oftentimes I'm not looking down at them or there's just too many, repeat it a few times. Just repeat it a few times and it'll give you a better chance of me seeing it. It won't be annoying. It'll help me. Darth, I hardly ever watch my scopes afterwards. I have so many things that I do in my life that I don't have really a chance to do that. Yes, change the way you talk to yourself. Forgive the words. Do I have any Hallmark movies coming out? Yes, I do. In Christmas time, in November. Is the autograph competition available outside the USA? Yes, I think I can probably manage to mail an autograph outside the US. And the book, the question is, can you pre-order it outside the US? Some countries you can, and some countries you can't. So if you can't pre-order it, then I guess there wouldn't be a way to do it. What will be my Halloween costume? My Halloween costume, I believe, is going to be a cop. I'm going to be a lady cop. So, I'll show you guys. Your daughter's name is Danica. How cool! Do unto others as you want to do, as you want them to do to you. Absolutely. I tell my son that too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Your kids are so excited for season 3 of. When I first started periscoping, I did watch a couple of them. Have you read Think and Grow Rich? No, I haven't. But I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with the way you talk to yourself. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me on the Danny Cam. You are the D Squad. I really appreciate all of your follows and all of your shares. You guys are great. I'll be on probably later this week to talk about, I think my Facebook just died. My phone overheated. I'll be back on Periscope this week, perhaps to talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Week, actually. There's just a little idea that I want to put out there, and I think it's interesting. I didn't want to combine it with this scope, though. Thank you so much. I will see you very, very soon. I really appreciate you all. Mwah! Have a wonderful week. Bye.